Hi golfers, Nick here from Nick Taylor Golf. It's Friday, so welcome to another lesson on golf tips. This week on Golf Tips, I'm going to help you golfers that have a really short golf swing, where you're looking to create a little bit more power, you're looking to create a lot more turn in the backswing, or just trying to get that left arm further round to create more power. So one of the common mistakes I see with golfers that have short backswings, so golfers that struggle to sort of get the club or get their left arm much past parallel position. If you look at some of the longest hitters, their left arm almost points straight up to the sky. Some of them with a driver, someone like Dustin Johnson or someone like Lexi Thompson on the ladies tour, with their driver, their left arm is almost pointing up to the sky. So their range of movement is far greater than a lot of the average golfers with short golf swings. That's not to say you can't have a short golf swing and be successful. Sometimes you can find that trying to lengthen your swing can cause other issues like contact. So in this video I'm going to try and cover the things that I think are important if you are going to lengthen your swing to look for when you're doing it. So one of the common mistakes I see with short backswings is the way the body moves in the backswing. So if you take a look at someone like Dustin Johnson, for example, do his face in the camera. As he gets to the top of his backswing, his chest, his upper spine is sort of pointing sort of upwards to the sky. So that's called extending the body. So I'm going to break the spine down into two different parts, so the upper spine and the lower spine. We're just going to concentrate what happens with the upper spine. So for someone that has a short golf swing, they'll tend to look like this. So their spine, their upper spine sort of points more down. So you can see here I'm holding the club outside of my chest. So if I set up into my normal address position, at the top of the backswing we're looking for that club to sort of point up at least parallel to the ground, if not a little bit higher. So if you've got a short backswing, what you'll probably find is as you swing back, that club would sort of stay pointing down towards the ground. Okay, that's staying in flexion with the spine. And the best players, the longest hitters, they manage to get out of that flexion into extension in the backswing. So for someone that does struggle with that, quite a good drill for that is try and get that club to now point upwards. As I go back, I can see that club now points upwards. So that's my spine extending. You'll notice that my head position stays pretty centered when I do this, pretty stable. So even though my chest is sort of coming up, I'm not actually lifting out of my posture, if you like. My angle to the ground is staying constant. My inclination to the ground is staying the same. I'm not by extending my body, I'm not at the same time lifting out. So while I'm extending, I'm also side bending, which I've talked about in other videos as well, and that's basically, just to keep it simple, is as I'm doing that, my left shoulder is moving downwards to help prevent my head from lifting up. So we're looking for a couple of things here. We're looking for the head to stay in the same position, and we're looking for that chest to extend. So that drill there is really good to get that sensation. Other drills you can do for this are I think really important drills for this are to put your head against a fixed point. So a lot of the time I'll do videos talking about keeping your head on the wall, and I think that's really important because, again, a lot of golfers that maintain too much flexion in their swing, so they keep their chest pointing too much down, is what you'll find is their left shoulder, instead of moving down and in, it will move more across, and that pulls, that shoulder moving more across pulls my head out of position. It makes it very difficult then to extend properly in the golf swing. So we're looking for the head to stay pretty centered, and we're looking for the chest to point up. The reason we're talking about this is to try and give your left arm a greater degree of movement, freedom of movement in the backswing. Like I said, if you've got a golfer that stays in the forward bend, stays in too much flexion, it makes it very difficult from here to get the club round. And what I'll tend to see is golfers that try and get a little bit more power out of their swing but don't move their body correctly, they end up starting to sort of flex the arms to create more power, to create a longer backswing. that just leads to a sort of a whole host of problems really. We're looking for as much control, as much consistency, an easier swing to repeat, to be able to strike the ball the same each time. And if we're trying to get the swing around by bending our arms, it makes it very difficult to then repeat the same swing time and time again. As you know from other videos I've talked about, the best players all have one thing in common, is their control over the low point and their ability to hit the ball first and the ground consistently. So by moving the body correctly, it will help you with this, because the more the head moves this way, the more the spine stays flexed over. The more the head moves to the right, then harder it is to get the low point in the right spot. The likelihood is, if you tend to move too much to the right in the backswing, or the chest stays pointing down, that tendency is then to stay behind and quite often strike the ground before the ball. And then I'll see other golfers that with trying to avoid hitting the ground before the ball, what they'll tend to do is, as they go through, they'll end up trying to push forward with the head. And again, with the head in the finish, you can see the chest still points down. So we're looking for that chest to extend in the backswing, go back into flexion through impact in the downswing, and then in the follow through, extending to the finish. So if you do it correctly, the head shouldn't move too much at all. So let's give it a go. Okay, pretty good shot there. So you probably saw on my left arm there, it was probably up to about this position, which is pretty good. I've got a 7-iron here, so for like a mid-iron. Maybe for the driver, I'll be looking for my left arm to go even further to help me create more power, more leverage in the swing. So I'm just talking about the basic movements for mid-iron. With the driver, it would be a little bit longer than that, a little bit more exaggerated, and obviously for a wedge, it would be maybe a little bit shorter, but we're still looking for the same type of body movements. And I think the key is to understand how the spine moves and how important it is for that chest to extend and to point upwards. That's what the best golfers do, that's what the longest hitters do. So hopefully, if you can start to incorporate more extension of the spine, that's going to give you more freedom for your left arm to travel, and hopefully lead to longer and better golf shots. So golfers, if you've got any questions on that, post them in the box below, or you can follow me on my other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.